What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to our second episode of Floppy Drop. We are here for week 2, continuing our journey with new comics. And I will say I think this week is a better week. It's not much better, but we have for sure we have a kick-ass awesome comic. We have some that are good to mediocre, and then we have a few stinkers that are ripping it up like that Harley Quinn Fartacular special did. But
ripping it, ripping it,
ripping it. We'll let you determine what kind of ripping it we're talking about. But yeah, man, Drew, how are you, sir?
I am fabulous. No, I'm doing well. It's been a good week, very productive week. A lot of good news, a lot of great news, and got some great news about tomorrow night. I'm going to announce it now. Haven't even told Joshy Poo. So did found out tomorrow night that Unholy Nightmare, the trailers, the 30-second and 1 minute, will officially be on the American Horror's Roku channel. They're going to be in circulation all throughout. So be sure you have signed up. If you have Roku, signed up for the American Horror's channel so you can see the heavily advertised Unholy Nightmare 2.
Wow. Drew, would it happen to be this trailer?
Chicago, a mysterious masked hero fights against the forces of evil. He is the recluse and has a secret ally, a cop who goes undercover in the criminal underworld. Together, they face a deadly new threat, a drug that turns humans into monstrous creatures as they try to stop the drug trade. They discover a hidden realm of horrors that will test their courage and loyalty. Will they survive? The Unholy Nightmare. From the creators of the hit comic book series Born of Blood, Aurelio Mazzara and Dolan comes a new action-packed adventure that will take you to the edge of your seat. Enter a world where superheroes and monsters collide and nothing is what it seems. Don't miss Unholy Nightmare 2, the comic book event of the year.
Woo. I do believe that is the one of the trailers you were referencing.
That is correct, sir.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll get words out eventually. I don't know if you want to share, but how did you get this Roku thing to come about?
To be honest with you, I really don't know. Hart Fisher just messaged me out of nowhere, just out of the blue on Facebook. And he's like, "Hey, man, this Unholy Nightmare looks great." And I saw the name Hart D. Fisher. I'm like, wait a second. This cannot be the same Hart Fisher. And I start looking into the profile and everything, and I see the photos and everything. Just I'm like, oh, shit, this is the same Hart D. Fisher. So those watching, if you're not familiar with Hart D. Fisher, he is, in my opinion, Josh, like punk rock comics, alternative comics in the 80s and 90s.
Nice.
He was very much at the punk 80s indie scene. He is notorious or infamous for doing the Jeffrey Dahmer comic book that came out in the 90s. He was on Phil Donahue, Jesse Raphael. He was on all the talk shows for doing that comic. And yep. And my personal favorite, one of my favorites, was Kill Image, which I think is one of the funniest comics ever written. And I told him that, and he was like, "Oh man, thanks. That was a long time ago." I'm like, "Yeah, that was back in like '93, but it is still flipping hilarious."
Nice.
But the fact he reached out to me, this guy who's been in the industry for 40 plus years, and he loves Unholy Nightmare. He wanted to advertise it on his channel, and the fact that he said on his channel, because if you watch Roku or Hulu, you'll see a bunch of advertisements for HIV pills or whatever pharmaceutical for some skin rash. And it's like,
yep.
God damn it. But he told me, he said, I turned all those down. He said, none of those ads are on my channel. He said, You will only see ads for things that are relevant to what I show on the channel. Thus, American Horrors will have Unholy Nightmare, a horror comic book on a horror channel.
Yeah, I think it's awesome, dude. I mean, you got a lot of good stuff coming coming out. Clearly, based on the whole even Arachnus thing, just people reaching out, wanting to work with you, and I think that's awesome and says a lot about you. There's also something we can't talk about yet, but in due time, in due time. But winning, and I would just say keep up the good work, man. That's really what it comes down to. The more relationships you get going, the more that you show you're here and just can deliver. That's where it's going to count. So
yep, as long as I'm the gringo who keeps delivering, yeah.
The gringo that keeps the El Gringo.
El Gringo.
My name is Jeff. See,
Jefe.
it's El Jefe. Well, we do have quite a few comics to talk. Well, I don't want to say quite a few. We got a decent amount of comics to talk about, so we'll definitely go through there and highlight some of what we read. Real quick, we do have a few people in the comments, so I do want to say hi to them. We have Cajun Corey coming in. Oh, you know what? You're right, Salty. You are right. Let me get that real quick. So, Drew, I know we kind of referenced it, but the Kickstarter is going live for Unholy Nightmare June 6th, correct?
Correct. Friday, June 6th on the Thinking Critical channel. Yes, Wes's Thinking Critical channel. Aaron is taking control.
He's taking control for like a week and a half to 2 weeks.
Yes, he is.
It's going to be a good time.
Yes, maniacal laugh. So, yeah. And they've been gracious enough to host the launch stream for Unholy Nightmare that Friday night. So be prepared. Be aware there's going to be some. We're going to have some awesome guests. I'm trying to get some guys on the live stream too. So a lot of the creatives who worked on the book, some cover guys. And nice. I'm going to try to get some other people who've been around me, kind of guiding me along the way. I'm going to see if I can try to get them on the link on this channel. But it should be a big night. It should be a very fun night.
Nice. I always have fun when we do those launch streams because it's really, I mean, one of the things that I love the most about these comics or comics in general, I love to talk to the creative team to talk about their inspirations, how they came about doing things, what inspired them to do things a certain way, maybe what stories influenced them. And I thought we had a really fun kickoff with the first Unholy Nightmare. And I think it's just a great time to really just kind of dig in and get some insights that you otherwise wouldn't get unless, it's like Big Two and they do an absolute edition with interviews or letters or notes in the back. So
I want to, because there's one thing we didn't get to do with Born of Blood. We wanted to do like a big trade paperback collection, put in like the original scripts, the storyboards, talk about where we were in our headspace creating the stories, but that didn't happen for that. But we're going to try to do that for this. So
nice. Yeah, I think it will be a ton of fun, and I like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this kicking off. I'm excited for you to get this exposure on Roku. So I think just across the board, it's going to be wins. So, but I do have the link to the Kickstarter. It's in the chat. It's also pinned in the chat. So make sure you go check it out. Sign up to be notified for when things kick off and launch. The book is done. Yeah,
book is done. We're going straight. We have the print file ready to go. Yep. As soon as it's done so I think this campaign should probably be ending July 4th or right around there. But as soon as after that weekend, we're going straight to the printers.
Nice. And then I'm just going to feature this because I love it so much and I can't stress how great I think this is. But there is a add-on bonus that you can purchase as well.
Yes! The Golem. Yes. I last time we gushed over it, I'm going to keep gushing over it because I'm so effing proud of this damn book. I'm so proud of this thing. Vu Don, he nailed it on the art. I mean, look, this is a case where the cover directly reflects the interiors.
Absolutely.
It's a very novel concept anymore. But I want everyone to check this out. I want everyone to be blown away by this as much as I am, as much as Josh was. I mean, every time I go through this, I am blown away by his art. It does not get old.
I mean, we've said this before, but this was finished like a year ago, if not longer. And I have the pages saved to my phone, and every now and then I just pull them up and I look at them. I'm like, God damn, it's so freaking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, great work. And I think you teased that on the night of the debut, the launch, we will tease the first page, which
yes,
I think is going to be great. So a lot of good stuff. So keep your schedules free for June 6th. Come hang out with us as we talk. What? Ooh.
I was going to say, and one of the guests may end up being Vu. So I'm going to say.
Oh, okay, okay.
So bear in mind, he cannot speak English that well. So if at all,
that's all right.
He will have a translator. He'll be using like a translation, translator thing app or whatever to talk with us. So we're working on that. We're working on getting him on the stream.
We'll get it figured out. It'll be cool to see him, even if it's just people gushing over his work. It'll be worth it. So
yes,
but no, I've read issue 2. I've read the backup. I think it's great. You don't waste time in taking the story, the main story, just running with it. So looking forward to getting that launched and going. Real quick before we get into the comics for this week, I do want to highlight some comments real quick. We do have Cajun Corey coming in with 2 more weeks until we're checking out other men's floppies in Dallas. Cajun, I don't know.
Is it really 2 weeks?
So we've got next week. We got next week. It's only a week for you and I. I mean,
that's right.
Yeah, we'll be rolling up early. We have things to do. But yeah, man, I just gotta survive next week. So that's all I'm doing. And Dallas, here I come. But yeah, there will be plenty of people's floppies. I'm not gonna specifically code it to men's, but people's floppies. We've got Salty Traveling C in the house with 86 Josh. You know what? That's fitting. I think I'm done for. So just 86 it. Get rid of me. We do have Kaiser Jose coming in with Sup Nerds, #Neil. Yes, I think Aaron's Neil Before Doomsday. It's finished, and I think they're getting ready to start shipping before too long. Is that?
Yeah, or I think going to the printers. I think
printers. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So I read it. It was just like a week ago or something. So things didn't last that long. And then this is my fantastic chat reminding me how to do my job. You got Salty going, pin to the top of the chat, you goober. And then Corey, don't forget to pin that comment. Yes. Literally, I don't know what I'd do without you guys. So I'm a professional. Anyways, Kaiser says we demand Wes for the live stream. Do you mean for the June 6th live stream? Because if so, he's gonna be on vacation still.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, he's gonna be, trekking through the US, seeing people, doing things, kissing babies, the
holding hands, shaking babies. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. So unfortunately he will not be there. He's been working his ass off to not only film and record everything that he usually puts out, but he's trying to film like an extra 1 to 2 videos a day so he can have videos coming out. He's on vacation for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
He's heard it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, agreed. So he's been hustling to get stuff to have to keep posting while he's on vacation. And then of course, as we mentioned, Aaron Sparrow will be hosting Comics Aficionados and then the Unholy Nightmare 2 launch. So looking forward to it. We do have Salty coming in with a super sticker for $1.99. Thank you, good sir. I appreciate it. And of course, anytime you super chat, super sticker, super whatever, you get a little video clip to go with it. So we're gonna do a little Colossus.
Yeah!
Hoorah! All right. I think. Guys just says spoiled Doomface. I shall not, and I cannot.
Nope. Can't. Won't.
Listen, I do not want to incur the wrath of Alberto Magnifico. That is one thing. Aaron is the nicest guy you could ever meet. He's a great guy. I don't know if I'd ever want to piss him off though, because like you know how teddy bears can be cuddly? Well, teddy bears can also be really mean.
And he has a long memory.
Oh, buddy. Yeah. He's like the elephant. He remembers everything you did.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Look, the anticipation for that is going to be great, especially once he starts to market, like really marketing it to come out and hit. It's going to be a lot of fun. But we will have preview copies in Dallas, correct?
That is correct. We're going to have preview copies of the Kneel Before Doomface and the, as we've mentioned before, Unholy Nightmare 2 preview edition with Arachnus on the cover, as well as Arachnus preview pages on the inside for the new series that I am writing with Michael Ortiz, creator of Arachnus, doing the art.
Nice. And then Kaiser said, this is the time to snipe those viewers, Josh. I don't know what that means. Possibly. Anyway, we have a lot of comics to talk about tonight, but I think Drew and I both decided that the book that we want to start with is probably the one that we thought was the best book of the week. Well, not even probably. It was the best book of the week. And that is none other than, let me share my screen. I'm waiting for the box to load. There we go.
Enhance.
Transformers. Transformers. Please regard me, Transformers. Okay. Drew, I said I think we should start with this, and you went, oh fuck yes, I loved this issue, so I'm gonna let you start.
This should have been called The Wrath of Megatron, this issue.
Yeah.
Because this is the issue that we've all been waiting for. The issue prior to this was we see like everything that Megatron had to endure to get to where he's at. But this is where we see him actually return to the battlefield. He sees what's going, well, quote unquote, sees what's going on. And let's just say there are some Decepticons that he has some words with. And it doesn't turn out too well for some of them. And dude, the art in this, holy crap. I love that thing. Astro Train, just ramming right into him. I love it.
Boom. I will say, you mentioned the art. That was the first thing I thought of when I picked this back up or picked up this issue, because the previous issue had a different artist. And again, we talked about this in Top 5 Comics. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't what we've been getting from Jorge Corona, and then even prior to that, Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yeah, and look, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. At this point, we're 20 issues into this series, which is blowing my mind right now. We're already at 20 issues. Jorge Corona, in my opinion, has surpassed Daniel Warren Johnson's art on this series. I really feel like Jorge is doing a significantly better job, Transformers-wise.
He is really stepped it. Like this is what he's going to be remembered for. Is his Transformers. And I know some people liked him prior to this. I was not a fan of his work prior to this. And
same.
Whatever this blend is that he started doing, like, because it was very much like he lifted Daniel Warren Johnson's style, which makes sense. Like, try to keep some cohesion within the book when he first started. But now he's really kind of implementing some of his elements that aren't bad into this, and you're getting like just fantastic work. And the other thing that clearly we've only gone a few pages in, and it's been nonstop action.
Yeah.
So that's the other benefit here. Is this book isn't afraid to deliver. I was looking at the kick from the previous page. I mean, it kind of kicks there too. Mm-hmm. But right up here, hold please. Shablam! And that almost reminds me of was it the first or second issue where you had the clothesline?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But good stuff. No, it is just absolute mayhem, absolute carnage. It's taking place in Seattle, which I think we're all okay with that.
Well, now me personally, one thing I've learned to grown to appreciate as I've gotten into the production process of comic books, it's the lettering, and lettering in this series is phenomenal. The lettering in this is next level, and one thing I get a kick out of, because we know the sound when they transform, and I love the lettering sound in here. Like you see, like when Astro Train transforms to jump kick Megatron. You see that?
Oh, yep.
It's just I love it.
Yeah, I've never. I mean, you're mentioning. I've taken notice of it, but I've never stopped to really think about the lettering. But they do have this kind of like analog type computer, old school type font almost going on with it.
Yes.
That really kind of just adds a nice subtle. For me, lettering is one of those things. Like if you don't purposely pay attention to it, you don't really notice it distinctly what it is that's great or not great about it, but you notice it regardless. Like it can make a difference, and a lot of people don't understand that, but
Yeah.
it
And
it absolutely can.
and so while we're on the subject of talking about Transformers and how amazing this has been and just how great the series has been, surely this must have been nominated for an Eisner, right? Any
Oh,
Eisner?
was it?
None.
Oh,
Zero.
I saw your message that the Eisners came out today. And then I came home, ate, walked the dogs, and hopped on here. But I have not checked it out. But did it get nominated last year? Do we know?
It did. Yes.
Okay. I mean, at least it got last year, but it should still. This is one of the great. This is one of the better books. It's one of the best books that's out on the stands, and it's been consistently good.
Okay, so here is the best ongoing series nominees.
Oh God.
The Department of Tooth, which was on the hiatus for the longest goddamn time.
I was about to say, I thought that wrapped up like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But okay.
Detective Comics.
Oh, Ram V.
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay.
Fantastic Four by Ryan North.
What the fuck?
Santos Sisters.
The what?
Santos Sisters.
I don't even know what that is.
Same here.
I can't talk shit about it because I don't know what it is. It might be great, but I haven't even heard of it.
Ultimate Spider-Man. And Wonder Woman.
Fuck off. But you fuck off right now. Oh God. This has become a joke, dude.
Oh, like you want to hear a joke? You want to know what was nominated for Best Limited Series?
Oh God. What? Fire and Ice?
Actually, no.
Okay, thank God.
Remember, Zatanna Bringing Down the House.
Really?
Rare Flavors by Ram V.
I mean, that doesn't support that feels like something that would get the Eisner nomination. So I'll allow that.
Helen of Windhorn.
That also feels like something. As much as I didn't care for it, I know a lot of people loved it. I think was it Bilquis Evely?
Yeah, on the art and Tom King.
Yeah, the art's fantastic. It's a beautiful book, but it's also very Tom King, and no.
The Deviant. Animal Pound.
That's the Deviant, that's the one that James Tynan did. That's like the horror Christmas Santa pedophile whatever's going on murderer type thing, right?
Yeah.
Weird. That is a weird pick, but okay. And you said the animal. What is it?
Animal Pound Town, which, in my honest opinion, is nowhere near as great as Animal Castle was.
And because Animal Pound is the one that Tom King did, right?
Yeah, he's completely lifting Animal Farm.
Yeah.
And this one, the best.
Oh shit.
The best limited series from DC Comics last year.
Oh shit.
Alan Scott, The Green Lantern.
No,
Tim Sheridan.
No. Wait.
Yes, it was best limited series.
Oh, I guess it did come out in 2024, didn't it? I think it had like 8 issue. What the fuck? Come on. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it. He sucked somebody's dick for that. Anyway, how? I mean, how? Why? I thought that I thought we were past that book. Why? I don't want to hear about it. Jesus Christ. Like, that makes me not even want to get into comics. Like, if you're like, hey, come write a comic, I'm like, no, thanks, because everyone sucks. Everything sucks.
But let's talk about things that don't suck. We're looking at Transformers here. Transformers right here is fucking amazing.
Oh, agreed. But that's my thing. It's like, you've got so much incredible stuff that's out there that's not getting the praise that it deserves, and you have stuff getting praised because of either the writer or whatever, and it's the circle jerk that's going on. Oh man, Look, the Eisners are already weird. Sorry, I promise we'll get back to Transformers in a second. The Eisners are already weird because, like, before I really looked into how they operated, I thought, it was like people that, like, all the people that worked within the comics community voting and deciding, kind of like the Oscars. If you work in film, you get to vote for the Oscars. But no, you it's like a board of like 6 people that just decide. Like, and they rotate each year who those people are, but it's they need to do something different because this is not working. I would say the past 4 to 5 years, it's been blatantly obvious that the Eisners are a joke. And even a lot of your people within the industry don't even look at holding much reverence to it. Unless they're one of these yahoos that are getting circle jerked.
Yeah, and someone had asked me like when do you think the last year the Eisners were relevant? I said 2010. I think 2010 was the last year they were relevant. That was when Ed Brubaker, he cleaned up for Daredevil, Captain America, everything. I'm like, that was a great fucking year.
Yep, that was a good year. God, that sucks. Real quick, I got to look at these comments that are coming in about this stuff. We do have Jamin D here with a rock on. Salty said the Eisner list is a joke. Bro, I did not know the list, so your reactions that you got from me 100% genuine because I can't. I can't. He put, I bought none of those titles, and I'm glad. Agreed. And yeah, he put Eisner throating Tom King this year.
Yeah.
Every year. If it's not him, then it's James Tynion, and I don't understand. Not to say that they haven't had good stuff. They've each had good stuff, but Tom King hasn't had a good book in like 10 years.
No, the only thing he's got saving him are the artists.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And yeah, Salty, the leftist cancer in mainstream comics has to celebrate its failure, pretty much. And then hello, lovely Sherry. Good to see you here. It's always nice to have you pop in. And yeah. But yeah, let's get back to this good comic, Transformers, because now I'm depressed, Drew. Thanks a lot.
Hey, that's what I do.
I want to go through comics that I don't like and be like, screw you, man. Screw you, Tom King.
I'm going to law school.
It would be what's his nuts, homo that wrote
Tim Sheridan.
Green Lantern. Yeah, that one. That guy can just fuck off.
He can go down to the docks and have fun. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I will never forget when he referenced that I was homophobic online. I'm like, I am a homo, you dumb fuck. all because it was before the book dropped, and he kept talking or complaining about how people are asking what it's about, but he knows what they really mean. And I was like, hey, some of these people asking you this are legitimate outlets that are trying to run stories. I get that you think everyone hates you because you're gay, but you're not. And it was kind of like a long tangent like that. And then he was like, oh, coming from someone who's homophobic. And I'm like, okay. Meh. So what a dumbass. Anyways, okay, I'm just gonna say this panel right here, and it's weird to say this, is beautiful.
Yeah.
Where he says, oh, Spike. Just the way they framed this panel, it seems powerful. And it looks like
we really see the weight, the burden that Optimus Prime is carrying for everything and everyone. And we see that we're seeing now, we've seen we saw in previous issues as well, but that he's having emotional outbursts. And he's returning to like his prior to becoming Optimus Prime. And or maybe it's part of it having Megatron attached to him that's causing it as well. Mm-hmm. But what's great about this segment is when he's talking to him, he asks, "Can you talk to my dad? Can you hear from my dad?" He's like, "No, I can't. I can't talk to him. I can't, unfortunately, because his dad is in the Matrix." Yeah.
I did kind of want to highlight too, because I feel like this is a really good example. When we were here last week and we were looking at X-Men, Jed McKay's X-Men, we're talking about how there's so many talking heads and nothing's happening and nothing looks good. So this is, you could technically say these pages here, these panels are talking heads. But the difference is, instead of having a head speaking and a head speaking and a head speaking, you have very interesting panels. So you have Spike here just kind of on his own. You got the sunset, then you got the two sitting together, and then you shift the angle, which as you were saying, it helps show the weight of what's happening. And then you get to this panel where you don't see either quote unquote face, but you're just seeing the destruction and the damage. And then Spike's reaction just for the news he's getting. But like all of this is just visually, it's interesting to look at.
Look at how dynamic that panel is right there with the Optimus's Megatron hand sticking out from Spike.
But it's also this thing like they managed to show like it's the perspective of it is good enough that you see how big he is.
Yeah.
But he doesn't feel threatening. Like it feels endearing. So again, like all of this work goes to Jorge Corona. Like he's doing a fantastic job. And I think this is also a sign that he's having fun with the book. He's having fun with the story he's telling. He's getting to come in and do creative things. I feel like this is really firing on all cylinders right now. And I'm assuming it's just because they're kind of getting close to wrapping up, DWJ's run, but which is a shame. It's been 2 years, maybe 2 years, which is or a little more longer, probably 3. But probably about that. But you know what? As much as it makes me sad that it is ending, part of me is like, you know what? If they can just deliver a solid ending, like a good like wrap up to the story, this is gonna get all of the issues collected, and it's gonna be one of those evergreen books that sits on the shelf and year after year has strong sales. And that's something the comic industry needs right now. They need that type of story to kind of come back in.
Yeah. Because after that, we can get the Danny Lore stories about the Transformers being allegories for trans characters. Oh no,
listen,
of course not.
Listen here, Heavy D. You already ruined my night enough talking about the freaking Eisners. You don't need to come in with Danny freaking Lore. Oh my god. No, fantastic book. If you haven't read Transformers, you need to be reading it. They just had I do have it here. Hold please. I think it was last week, the week before, they released a hardcover edition.
Oh, it's sexy. It's very sexy.
Jace, this here. Okay. And they had different covers you could get too, but this guy. So I think it's the first 12 issues. Is that correct? Yeah. So essentially the first 2 trades collected together in a hardcover. But I fully believe that once this run ends, it'll be its own omnibus, and it'll be Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers, and it's just gonna be one of those you get. So, anything else you want to say about this issue?
Man, Megatron is just Megatrons. This issue, dude, I mean, holy shit! What he does to Decepticons, to his own team.
Yep.
Oh my god! It just. Woof. I'm not. I don't want to spoil it, but you gotta check out and see what he does.
I purposely only went like up to about the halfway point because, it gets brutal, man. Like, I mean, and I get it's machines, but still, it's brutal. So high octane action. You cannot beat it. It's really wonderful and terrific stuff. So kudos to DWJ and to Jorge for the work you're doing. And it's a shame you did not get an Eisner nomination because you deserve an Eisner nomination. So hopefully they fix themselves for next year. And correct that. Let's go ahead and move on to is there something you want to talk about? Is there another highlight that you had?
I think for me, Aquaman was probably another highlight to discuss.
Let me get Aquaman pulled up. Aquaman. So Jeremy, I almost said Jeremy Renner, Jeremy Adams. One of the many books that he's doing, one of the many books where he is just continuing to show his love and respect for the lore of these comics and these characters. But we have Aquaman number 5, I believe, correct?
Yes, Aquaman number 5. So in this issue specifically, we get Dagon is the big baddie in this. Dagon is the big he's the Thanos level villain in this book, and we see he's got his own court in this issue, and we see his high court, like there's like 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and we see how they rule, and they're not afraid to inflict pain, punishment, death upon their citizens for just the slightest acts.
Yeah.
And we see it's pretty cool. That's how it's set up. You got these different cities under the water, but they're not under the water. They're like bubble cities, which is pretty cool and unique. And on top of all this, with all the great characters we're being introduced to, we get one character I never ever thought we'd see in DC Comics. Captain fucking Nemo is introduced in this. I was like, wait, what? And yeah, Captain Nemo's in this. He's kicking ass, and him and Arthur are kicking ass and saving lives. And of course, he's a cranky man. I love it, cranky old man. And
no one lays a hand on Captain Nemo without his permission.
Nope. No way.
Yeah,
the way you live. No way.
So here's a question for you, because I did not read this issue yet, so I'm behind here. If there's one thing that Jeremy Adams has done really, really well with his books, it's really kind of just build into a saga type story. Like, you can tell he's just looking to expand as much as possible and feature as much as possible in these characters' universes. Yeah. And he's doing it with Green Lantern, which is easy to see. Like, there's so much you can do there. But Aquaman's the same way. Like, when you think about everything that you could do with Aquaman, like it looks like he's really just kind of like, we're 5 issues in, but it still feels like he's laying the ground. We've got momentum, but it still feels like he's laying this ground for like everything that we're gonna end up exploring.
Yeah, he's doing it right. I mean, it's because, like you said, it feels like he's laying the ground for something big in the DC universe.
Yeah,
which is awesome, especially in flipping Green Lantern. Well, as well as here, we're introduced to a whole new world here in Aquaman.
Yep.
And which it very much feels like this could have been absolute Aquaman, but I still wouldn't doubt it that gets revealed. Very much how Thunderbolts became the new Avengers. This could become.
You know what? I'm kind of wondering too now, honestly. Just part of me wonders if they'll do that to even get a little more attention brought to the book. This looks good too. It's a
John Timms, fantastic comic book artist, fantastic superhero artist. Yeah, he nails it here, and the action scenes are beautiful. And my only real gripe in this is how Dagon looks in this, because when you get to him at the end, he looks a lot like Thanos, and it's just like,
Was it inevitable though?
I see what you did there.
Oh yeah. That is an awesome, I started to say page, but just panel.
Yeah.
In and of itself. Let's get there. All right, we're gonna keep going down. I'm trying to get the digging.
The Nautilus. Yeah.
Oh. Boom. Yeah, no, I'm loving what he's doing with this book. I can't wait to actually sit down and read this issue.
There he is.
Yeah. Yep. No, he definitely looks a little.
Keep scrolling, then you'll see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got a little bit of a squid-like, but it also has like, if you squint, it does look like the ball sack chin.
Yes, grimace.
Oh no, we're gonna get to this monstrosity in a second. What the fuck?
And slay.
Yeah, no, definitely some Thanos vibes. I mean, sure, fine, we'll allow it, I guess. But no, I think the good thing about this too, and something that I've loved about Jeremy, is he's doing stuff that is almost felt like a bad word in comics the past like 5 to 10 years, and he's kind of bringing what traditional comics should be. Just this superhero action adventure romp, and you've got different levels of depth and or humor that kind of pop in and out throughout, and and it kind of harkens me back to the quote unquote the good old days, and I like that. I kind of just like having a heroic story with our superheroes doing super heroic things.
It reminds me of what Clark Gregg said in the first Avengers film, where it's like we could use a little old fashioned right about now.
Yeah, like it feels like it's just harkening back to a certain time in comics. And during a time, I would say, when so many people are trying to do anything but that. So that alone is helping this stand out. And yeah, can't wait to read this issue. I'm glad you're backing it and saying like pick it up, because I don't think Jeremy ever fully lets us down.
Nope.
I'm always curious though, because I feel like people don't always. Okay, first of all, the fact that this isn't higher on the pull list for, there we go. We're gonna pop on over here. 3.8. That's not too bad. I mean, that is almost
no.
fully
But then
positive.
when you see, but you know, Josh, when we see the shit that gets 5 stars, and
yeah, like
like
God.
Rock and Robbie's picks of the week that get 5 stars, and
Man,
books like this that are middle of the pack for people, it's like what the fuck is going on here? It just
yeah, probably not anything worth. I was just curious because sometimes like we'll praise the hell out of Jeremy, and then the other people are like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, what? Come on. But brain rot's gonna brain rot. So what can we do? Should we talk about? Let's go a different direction real quick, and should we talk about some Uncanny X-Men?
If we must.
If we must. Well, let me get this pulled up real quick. So I will say the first piece of anything that I saw from any of the comics this week was from Uncanny X-Men, because you sent a screenshot to our group chat, and I was like,
yeah.
Bro, why? Why?
It's like, it's like, hey kids, X-Men.
No. All right. Here we go. So yet again, your first sign should be that the characters getting featured on the cover are the new characters that, for the most part, we don't care anything about. First panel is a lady sitting down in a section that says colored. Now,
let's remind people, it's been a minute. This is an X-Men comic.
Yep. Look, and look, this is a flashback. This is taking you to the past, which, fine. This happened. This existed. This was a real thing. I get it. However, when you're doing this with an X-Men book, it just ends up coming across so heavy-handed. And that's really kind of what we see here as they go through this. I hated this as well. You've got the M in the hat. So we started this series off with them doing, what was it? Was it like this or whatever? Like that they were.
Yeah. What side? But it's like mutant side.
Yeah. Or whatever their gang sign was.
Yeah. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? And not just that. I wish you had the panel. It was Kitty Pryde doing it to a character behind a counter, who clearly looked like a fucking lizard person. It's like,
yeah, I think they were like, weren't they like zebra striped or something?
Yes.
Like it was like, yeah, no shit, that's a mutant because it doesn't look human. And then what made it even better than that was the fact that all the writers started posting pictures on social media with them doing the. So you had the Bopsy twins, Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly, looking like total retards, being like, and then trying to look cool. And I was like, this isn't working, guys. It's not working. Just stop. It's not working. But yeah, so you got the M here. I will say I did kind of like the idea of, even back then you had mutants, but my problem here is this is where it gets heavy-handed. The dialogue itself here isn't bad dialogue in this scene right here. It's this young man who's going to give what's her name is Henrietta a ride, because he knows who she is. He knows that she's a mutant, and he's kind of showing it to her. Fine, but it's the fact that they're doubling up of not only being a mutant but also being black, and it's like, yeah, I get it. For me, it's like, in case you didn't realize, this is good, and an analogy for racism.
Now, allegory,
Or-
it's like, okay, yeah. So look, it for me it doesn't work, and I know Claremont introduced this, back in the day, but he was subtle, at least subtle about it. Not a fucking sledgehammer to the head like Gil Simone here, but look, it only goes so far. Like, let's be honest with this. Let's be honest about this. If you have a kid in school, all right, and there's another kid in that same class who can shoot laser beams out of their fucking eyeballs and kill someone, do you seriously want them sitting next to your kid?
No. And it's not even.
Yeah, and then the argument, like, well, they're going through puberty, they're going through changes. Oh, great. So they're emotionally immature, can't handle their changes, and they're super powered. Yeah, I really want my kid to them.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. Like, in that scenario, it's not even like, I don't want you because of, what you are. I don't want you there because I can't trust or have certainty that you're going to control your abilities and not hurt my child.
Yeah.
I want to clarify what I liked about this was the fact that it was in the past, and it was mutants finding other mutants to then kind of utilize them for whatever they're going to do. What I didn't like was the way they approached it, with it also being black, because that for me is what made it heavy-handed. But this idea of another mutant helping another mutant out and other people kind of like being keen on their changes happening with people, I didn't mind. However, of course, the two guys that are like, oh no, we can't have them with each other, they're both white guys. So that's what I'm saying. I know. That's what I'm saying. It's so heavy-handed. It's just, and look, I guess if you go back to this time period and you had, mutants here, sure, it would probably happen, but it just feels like it's too much. So you get this story kind of going on, and then it ends here. It comes back into play later.
But still, what's coming up here is even more fucking boring. And look, I love Man Thing. Josh, I heard you like Man Things. But you want to talk about wasted, completely fucking wasted. And I am embarrassed to be an X-Men fan reading this book.
Yeah. Well, like, even this, so much of this is like, why are we having these conversations? They're in a cave. They're trying to get through. Man Thing is kind of like
these characters. That's
what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, and just so we're clear, like, you're gonna see how much just talking is going on. That leads. You've got this. That what's the point? And he's like, "Oh, I'll prove it. Sure as cyanide." Pretty much saying the Man Thing is like a dog, and he tries to get it to go fetch, and he doesn't fetch, and he's like, "Oh well." So that's a page wasted. I know, right? Like, wasn't funny, served no purpose, didn't do anything to progress the story, didn't do anything to showcase Man Thing.
Look, we're 8 pages into this book.
Yeah,
we're about a third of the way through.
And nothing has happened.
Yeah, look, we Josh, our time and money is valuable and precious to us.
Yep.
And if I'm 8 pages into a book and nothing has fucking happened, and you have a lazy, heavy-handed allegory for mutantdom and race, and you're just wasting Man Thing like that on a shitty joke, get the fuck out of here. Quit wasting my time. You have wasted my time.
I will say this page here, I guess if you haven't been reading the book, is a great kind of service to let you know who these characters are. But at the end of the day, I don't really care. And
they suck.
You probably won't either.
Yeah.
There might be potential for one of them, but not really. Because the one that probably has potential from a power standpoint, it's just boring as all get out.
I know it's not Horse Girl. I know it's not her.
No, hell no. I'm thinking you could potentially do cool things with Death Dream and the fact that he can be dead and alive. And I think if you were creative enough, you could explore that maybe if he walks the realm of those that are dead, there's a lot of stuff you could potentially do. But
it's more than just like raping someone in the subconscious or dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that it's ever. Not that Marvel or DC would do that ever.
No, they totally didn't do that with what's Steve Orlando's character that he created.
The Dream Raper.
Yeah.
I think it's Dream Raper.
I don't think that's not what he's called, but I can't remember what he's called. But yes, that's basically what he did. But instead of just moving on to like enter this cavern that they're trying to get into, we now have to create some stupid melodramatic stuff where homegirl here, Calico, or whatever her name is, Calico, yeah. Gets called out. Man thing's not gonna let her enter because she's lying. So now she has to reveal that her horse isn't actually alive. Her horse died in a fire, and that's partially why she calls this manifestation of the horse now Ember. And then everyone's like, wait, you Death Dream, you knew this and you didn't say anything? He's like, well, I knew it was dead. But this is the type of conversations we're getting in the book of like, well, why didn't you tell us? Well, you know now. And how many pages in are we at this point? 10 out of 20. So halfway through the book. Through the book.
I honestly, I don't know about you, Josh, but when I get the books like this, if I'm holding it, like if I get to this point, I'm flipping through the back. I'm like, how much more of this do I got? Jesus. Yeah. And I'm like, okay.
Well, then we reach this page, and I'm like, that is Gambit, right? Which it is. And I'm looking at this, Kazar. And they're, huh?
I thought it was Kazar.
I mean, I did until I saw that. And when I saw his eyes, and I was like, okay, wait. I was like, maybe that's not. But yeah. So I'm going through, and I'm like, okay, well, at least we're kind of moving on to one of our main characters. What I didn't understand here is these two are like having their conversation and doing things. Gambit decides he's going to hop on this dragon. They're going places. And then out of nowhere, Rogue comes into the picture. And she's like, keep your damn claws off my damn husband. What the fuck I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I thought this was just weird.
Yeah.
So you got Rogue fighting a dragon, almost killing her husband because she's stupid here. Hold on, I got to get to the line. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Think I'm done with you? You think I'm done with you? I'm like, oh geez, here we go. But no, this whole fight just kind of seemed pointless. I didn't understand why it was happening. It just seemed like they were like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if Rogue fought a dragon? Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Or I think it's more like, hey, Gail, you want to incorporate some kind of action sequence, some type of physical drama here?
Yeah, they're like, it doesn't have to make sense. She's like, okay, well, we'll have Rogue
fight. Breadstick, but okay, yeah. I'll try to do it.
Oh no, another bag of breadsticks showed up. What are we gonna do?
More Alejandro. Come on, Alejandro. Need more.
Yeah. So one, I'm gonna say, okay, Rogue gets, frozen solid. And again, dreadful dialogue coming out of this. But they also I felt like they were right or brought this book. Why is everyone in their underwear? Like you got Gambit in his underwear.
Not just okay. Okay, Josh, this is a problem I have. I noticed specifically this week with Marvel, and what I'm seeing more and more from Marvel. It's how I know you probably won't have a problem with it, but we're seeing a lot of males. We're seeing a lot of males really shown off physically, like wearing, pretty much next to nothing. But the ladies, I noticed, they're relatively covered up, very modest clothing. We're not going to sexualize them at all. Period. At all.
Yeah.
We will for the men. And I noticed, I'm like, that's not quite fair, in my opinion. And I think that's why DC is succeeding right now. One of the many reasons why they're succeeding, because they're actually basking in that.
Well, and it's an interesting situation because here Nightcrawler shirtless, and then here you have Wolverine coming out and his hoochie mama short shorts. And my thing is, it's all these guys that they're trying to show the skin, which fine, whatever, show them. But it's made for the gays. Again, gay men, whatever. I'll take it. But I don't see Wolverine wearing Daisy Dukes. Have him shirtless and a pair of jeans and boots. And then you're still getting shirtless, but it feels like it's an actual straight dude and not some whatever.
I think this tells me that Gail knows who her base is, and this is.
Fair.
Failing to.
Fair. So, and I'm not gonna say the art isn't terrible. It's not bad art. It's just no. It's not the best art either, but it's not bad art. It's just. Well, I will say I didn't realize that was Jubilee, but
it is.
Yeah, because they
So
say Jubilee at one point.
There you go, man. It really my case. I think that's another proof of my theory right here. Just really under sexualizing the women in Marvel right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Nightcrawler, come inside Jubilee. I'll make you some cocoa. So that androgynous Asian-looking person is Jubilee. Jubilee. Yeah, I really don't. Oh, and this is where we kind of go back to the past, and then you've got some shenanigans going on here before you get to. I mean, we're supposed to care, but we don't. But they have this reveal of what her Miss Henrietta, what her mutant abilities are. So she shows, which honestly, I'm gonna say, out of all the like new mutants that they've created, this is the most interesting looking. Maybe. I mean, we're comparing it to like Orange Juice Lad from last week. So, did I lose Drew?
Oh, no, I'm here.
Oh,
it's just no. It's just it doesn't impress me. I'm sorry. It does nothing for me.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's impressive.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's somehow managed to be the best out of everything new we've gotten from this run.
That's not saying much. It's like saying you're the smartest thing with Down syndrome. You know, it's just it.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just it's. Yay! Congratulations. Yeah. You're the least dumbest kid in school.
Pretty much. But no, the big reveal once we get back to the new wannabe X-Men mutants, why are we following these people? Because they don't matter. Is that Lady Henrietta is still alive?
Oh no, it's the lady from Resident Evil, the video games. No shit.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my emotional damage. Yeah, I did not like this book. I did not have fun with it. I didn't understand why we were doing half of what we were doing. The stuff with the kids in the cave could have been relegated to like 2 pages, and you could have had some actual action with them going through the cave to get to Lady Henrietta. You didn't. You could have had a better setup for why Rogue was fighting a dragon. You didn't. And then you could have handled the backstory in the past with Lady Henrietta without making it so heavy-handed, but you didn't. So there you go. But hey, if you come over to League of Comic Geeks, they're giving this a 4.1, and it's very positive.
This got bear in mind, that got a better score than Aquaman.
Oh yeah. It absolutely did.
What was the score on Transformers? Show me what the score on Transformers was.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get it pulled up. 4.6. So that's a banger. I mean, for this.
I'll allow it.
I feel like anything above a 4.5, you have to look at and go, all right, this is at least the collective score. You have to go, okay, this probably is actually solid. But I want to see what some of these fanboys are saying about the Uncanny X-Men, because
oh god, yeah. Let's read those 5-star reviews. 5-star review.
We go. We'll start with the first part. I'm sorry, but this issue is hilarious while serious at the same time. What does that even mean? It's hilarious and serious all at the same time. Let me start with the Hotoro Deathstream. He might not have any feelings of his own. And see, okay, this is why. So Deathstream is a character that I said it could have potential, but the fact that he doesn't have any feelings, therefore he never shows emotions, therefore he is a wet blanket every fucking time you're with Deathstream. That's why the character won't work. I feel like this is just going to be a really long.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's not that. I guess it's not that long, but
giggity.
But again, even when you go to the second paragraph, another example of how this book switches from humor to seriousness is with Remy. So I guess what makes a book great is that you can switch from humor to serious. And I don't really know how much serious I actually saw in that book.
I don't know what I saw that was funny in that book.
Let's look at Mr. Vic Mick, who also gave this book 5 stars, and it's all caps, and part of it, actually, it's pretty much all in Spanish, so I won't be reading that. I was like, the horsey, Ember, siempre. I was like, oh, nope, never mind.
¿Dónde está el trabajo?
Something about the horsey is dead, and it's crying emoji. So There you go.
Yeah, something about donde está el baño and el queso es viejo y mojoso.
Yep. I'm seeing a lot of praise for Marquez, the artist. Again, I fully support that. I just wish he were doing something better.
I'll say about him, I think he's okay, but compared to what we've seen him praised, he doesn't come close.
Yep. Oh, look, here we go. 4 stars. Gambit and Kurt and Logan shirtless. This is why we need more people attracted to men writing comics. Again,
there's her fucking base right there.
Yep. But look, even if you go back to like 80s and stuff, you always had, it's not uncommon to have shirtless characters. It's just they actually felt like
back to the Jim, go to the Jim Lee era of X-Men. Think about all the scantly when they're, oh my, Psylocke was a fucking knockout. Jean Grey was a knockout. Rogue was a knockout. Storm was a knockout. Every single one of them. And here it's just like, oh, they look like modest, humble housewives.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say too is, and I mentioned the gays. Like, it felt like these characters were drawn shirtless for gay people, not even for women, for gay people.
Yeah, this is her audience. This is who she's appealing to.
Because a lot of them, I mean, as muscular and even hairy as Wolverine was, like nothing about him wearing Daisy Dukes says testosterone.
No, she's appealing to the Linkara base and the gays who the guys who love just seeing just all their heroes, their male heroes, just all next to nude.
Yep. We have Jawan saying, by far the best issue of the series so far, and it's fully because Simone leans into the goofiness and silliness, and it works.
What? Jeez. Wow.
I mean, if being silly and having stupid, random, silly shit is what makes a book great, then maybe we should just stop writing, Drew.
Yeah, I need to stop.
Clearly, look, there's a time and place for it. I'm fine with that. And I prefer books that, if you want to classify as a certain genre, fine. But I prefer books that do kind of embody all genres when it makes sense for the story and the character.
Look, and another problem I have right now is that looking at a book like this right now for Uncanny X-Men, comparing this to any X-Men issue that came out and during the Krakoa era, it's like, I honestly cannot. This has to be worse than that. This has to be worse than any of that right now.
Yeah. Well, at least that started off really strong, and this never got a strong start. This started off as a dud from the word go. I think the first issue of regular X-Men maybe was decent, but then by issue 2 it was just a pile of crap. So, but that could be my memory failing me. We do have this review that says, I really have to give it to Simone. I'm almost never a fan of new characters, but she really got me to care about these new X-Men. Really? Why?
And so look, another thing, a lot of these quote unquote reviewers are leaving out, comic books is a visual medium. And Rob Liefeld specifically talked about this. If you want to leave a lasting impact and impression on characters, that make them cool, unique, and special, is that they're going to have cool designs, cool costumes. They're going to look awesome. You're going to remember them. You're going to want to keep reading about them. These characters don't look cool at all. They're just wearing bland shit. They're wearing shit. And it's not, there's nothing exciting about this book. There's nothing in this book that is wanting me to come back.
Nope. 2 reviews real quick. One I think we will completely agree with, one we will completely not agree with. But first, Justin Clark Princey put, probably my favorite issue in this Uncanny run so far in terms of the anticipation. Didn't you feel the anticipation, Drew? Weren't you reading this on the edge of your seat, waiting to find out what was going to be in that cavern? No,
I was waiting to get to the back cover. That's my anticipation.
Yeah, pretty much, so I can move on to the next book that wasn't this book. But then they also put, I can't wait for the next issue. Really? Because we'd be okay if it didn't come. And put all caps, finally the powers are explained. Okay. Like, yeah, that didn't do anything for me except for go, well, you might be able to do something interesting, but not. Now, the review we're gonna like is this Pollux 808 that says, I think they gave it 3 out of 5 stars, but put,
Too kind.
I love Gail Simone's lack of energy. Go girl, give us nothing. Oh my god. So
Perfect.
the funny thing here is that seems like that is actually quote unquote her audience, but this person is even like, this is shit. Like, what are we doing? So good stuff. Oh god, Nick Jenkins, Simone is cooking now. This is such great X-Men, bro. Tell me you haven't read an X-Men book without telling me you haven't actually read some X-Men books.
It's like you're saying this is cooking. So you're telling me right now you can hold this up to anything that Claremont did, anything that Joss Whedon did, Grant Morrison did,
Rick Remender.
Yeah. I mean, I'm giving too much praise to Matt Fraction, but still, it's just like, but still, it's like you're saying it cooks with all of them. You're whatever you're smoking. I don't know if I want it. That's too strong.
Yep. Nope. At all. I do not collect go. Yeah. This was a big no-go for me.
This is an example. We talked about this earlier with Aquaman, with Jeremy Adams. It's like we could use a little old-fashioned right now. Uncanny X-Men should have been that old-fashioned superhero book that everyone can come back to. Everyone can rely on. Everyone could be able to enjoy. But no. Nope.
Yeah. I do kind of want to go through and highlight some of the comments real quick. And see what people are. Oh, sorry, Kaiser. Yeah, we're gonna spoil some things. We're gonna purposely try not to spoil, but we're gonna spoil some things. I also have Zach's in the house. What's up, Zach? It's nice to see you, buddy. It's always a pleasure having you here and dropping in with support. You mean more than you know. Is this the worst convenience store? Oh, is this the worst convenience store? X murder. Yeah, pretty much. Hell Cajun. Oh, Nadia popping in saying she wants to be here, but she has to go talk about The Last of Us. It's okay, Nadia, we understand, but she's not going to miss out on her opportunity to show the feet. As she is a fan of Drewski when he tends to show his feet.
What can I say? Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, so this is in reference to X-Men, but Mark McGrath, good to see you, brother. He put horny grandma is writing the book. Yep. You know, and what's interesting is, like, I actually didn't mind Gail Simone's Birds of Prey. I thought in a lot of good portions of that run were actually a lot of fun. And I don't know if it was just balanced better. Like, you had your sexy female characters and they kind of had the banter, so it didn't feel like you were breaking too many rules, but you still had some badass action and you still respected the characters as a whole. But here, just it just does not work at all. Real quick, Salty got cover B for Transformers. Excellent covers this week. Agreed. And then he did put Transformers Volume 3 drops 5/27. So sweet. Roughly a week to two, about a little over a week, you can get that. So if you haven't been reading Transformers, pick up Volume 3. It's going to get you as close to catching up as possible, and you will not regret it. Period.
100% truth.
100% truth. We are going to segue into a different book real quick, and I'm going to go based on this comment from Salty. But he put, by the way, got one of the Invincible Universe Battle Beast Blind Bag Foil Limiteds. So Drew and I were talking about this because I will admit, I've never really read Invincible, and it's nothing against it. It's just when it came out and was kind of like doing its thing, I wasn't reading comics at that time. And then when I did get back into it, it was work, and I was literally reading everything DC put out every week. So Never got into Invincible, and then even when the animated series dropped, I feel like that was during COVID, right?
Yes, it was, and
Yeah,
that's when those compendiums started coming out, and that's when Amazon like started like selling out of those huge compendiums. I got all three of them on my
yeah.
bookshelf back here. But
I was one of those unfortunate souls that while a lot of people had quite a bit of free time during COVID, I did not. I was working like 12 to 15 hours a day, 6 days a week.
same.
So there was a lot of stuff I didn't read. But Battle Beast, I had made the comment to Drew that I picked this up, I read it, and for me it did nothing. And I will admit that it's probably because I have not read Invincible, but I walked away with nothing from this. And then Drew, I asked you, and you're essentially in the same boat. You didn't really fully read Invincible, so this for you was kind of like, eh.
Yeah, granted, I still have the three compendiums in my back, but they're on. I've about a third of the way through volume one. There's been no Battle Beast yet, or whenever he shows up. But and like you said, I am aware of the character. I am aware he's a popular character. This book is beautifully illustrated by Ryan Otley. He does a fantastic job in this book.
Completely agree.
However, the pacing in this, the narrations, the dialogue, I found it boring, and it just didn't do anything for me. I thought this is what I refer to as a beautifully boring book.
Yeah, I mean, look, and I'm sure there's a lot of context we're not picking up on that would mean way more than it does.
Yes.
So I will admit this is 100% probably on us as much as anything, but I also feel that you should be able to pick up a book and be like, hell yeah, even if you don't really know anything about the character.
This
Or
didn't,
you should,
it didn't do anything. Yeah, this didn't help at all.
I don't know if just my expectation was different. I mean, clearly it's a brutal book, which I will take because that is lacking in a lot of comics. But I don't know if I was just expecting something different because I wasn't familiar with the character. So if you're in the chat and you read this, you have to let us know. Like, are we just losers? One, okay, I love this page.
Yeah,
this page should have been a cover. I'm just gonna put it out there. This will actually, you know what? This page will probably be the back of the trade. I would assume whenever they collect a trade. But yeah, went through it. Like it was fine. I guess I wanted more. So if you read it, let us know. Are we crazy? Are we awful people? Do we need to figure our life out? Because all those things could be very true. We got Adam Frey in the house. What's up, brother? And he put, I got the foil Marvel team up and Invincible's number 19 reprint. The blind bags were fun. All right.
Juffiel.
Yeah, we'll let us know if we're wrong for this or wrong with our opinions on this. But for us, it was like, meh, it's fine. Better than, thankfully it wasn't bad.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, even this pacing here, that's a lot for just faces.
Yes. Like, are we supposed to know that face? And I'm assuming if I were a fan of, you're muted, Josh.
Carry on.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, are we supposed to know that face? I don't know. And I'm assuming if you're a Battle Beast fan, you probably will like, oh my God, it's the face. And I'm like,
yeah,
cool.
Well, I mean, like, let's look at okay, I will say this is a beautiful. I'm fine with this. You've got him walking, but we have a whole nother page of him walking. And then we got the and then it's okay. So essentially, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 pages of just faces. So 1/4 of your book is just faces, and yet there's dialogue. But anytime I look at a panel and there's that much dialogue,
Yes.
I check out. Like I'm
Yep.
like, oh god, it's I call it the James Tynan. It's the Tynan effect, where you look at a wall of dialogue, and this is we were talking about how to lay out a panel and the perspective you give to make it interesting. So for me, this is not interesting, and I'm not blaming Ryan Otley for this. What I blame is the script, because if you know that pretty much half of your panel is going to have to be dedicated to dialogue, there's really not much you can do with that panel. So I don't know. I do think Battle Beast design wise looks badass. I think it's a cool character. I talked about that on a different stream. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe this is something that I'll catch up with on Invincible first and then come back to this, and I might have a completely different appreciation for it. But for now, it's just meh. Let's get over here. I'm gonna go back. And what else did we have come out this week? Oh, I guess when we left X-Men, we could have potentially kept talking about X-Men, and by that I mean X-Men. Drew, did you read your favorite book ever, Ultimate X-Men?
With Momo. I'm trying to remember if I did.
Well, if you didn't, I did.
I don't think I did.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
We'll talk about this real quick.
Do they enjoy food? Do they sit around in the cafeteria and enjoy food?
Oh my god, it's so much eating. It is so much eating. Which we're shocked by, right? Like, we never get eating in Peach Momoko's comic.
Hey, you write what you know, so she knows food.
Right? Part of me is like, okay, I think we're finally kind of getting somewhere, because we have other characters that are locked in now. We've got Armor, which whatever. We've got Psylocke. We've got what's her name? Nico Minori, Sister Grimm. Like, all right, cool. I see our Asian X-Men coming together. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna. I'll accept it. It's better than just Armor. But yeah. Oh my god, we start the book off eating. Are you shocked, Drew?
Well, one, I'm not shocked. Two, what I am shocked by, look, I completely understand and acknowledge and know Peach has a huge fan base.
Yep.
I completely acknowledge that. They go apeshit for her covers. I see this interior art, I want to throw up.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I see shit. And I think back to the days when Marvel had standards, when Marvel you had to meet certain standards to do books. I miss the days of Jim Shooter, where he had standards for his artists, and this just shows me I would just love to see Jim Shooter just laugh Peach Momoko out of the office seeing this.
Yeah, but it also feels like it's even less inspired than when she first started the book.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it looks like she's completely phoned this in.
Yes. And I might pull up like the first issue just to compare, but you got this whole thing where Nico's kind of at this place training, and it's almost like a Wizard of Oz, who's the wizard behind the veil type of thing. It's just like weird and pointless, and goes like, as you can tell, this feels like a book that is written for intermediate level kids. And maybe it is, maybe that's the point, but it's a whole lot of nothing. And this is coming from someone who gave the book some leeway early on, when everyone's like, what the fuck, this isn't X-Men. I'm like, I don't know, it looks like it might actually lead to somewhere, and I don't mind some of the creepy aspects, but
it led to a diner with people eating food. How about that?
And no more creepiness of I mean, I guess that looks kind of creepy, but
it's funny. He's got a funny head.
A bunny head.
Yeah, funny.
Yeah, it's just it was weird. And again, the art of pacing we're back to eating. The art of pacing in these comics just doesn't exist anymore. Like people don't understand. Like I loved when Brian Edward Hill was moving from television to comics. I was watching him in an interview and someone asked like and look, I don't think Brian Edward Hill is like the best comic book writer by any means. I think he has moments where he's good and moments where he misses.
Yeah, his Killmonger series was good.
Yeah. He did Batman and the Outsiders in DC for a little bit. That was good. But someone was asking him like, "Hey, what's the difference between writing for comics and writing for television?" He was like, two things. You don't have a budget, you don't have to worry about a budget, so you can go balls to the wall, all out. And if you don't, why aren't you? And he's like, just make sure it makes sense for your story. And then he said, two, it is the most efficient form of storytelling. He's like, you have 20 pages to tell something that's going to get not only get someone's attention, make them interested, and then make them want to come back. And that's not an easy feat, Drew. Like you write comics, it's not the easiest thing. But having half your book with people sitting around and just talking is not it. That's not how you're going to get it done.
It's not. And fuck off right now.
Yeah, this is the lexicon. Yeah.
This would cause me to rip this in half seeing this. But I've been writing Naughty and Nice now for a while now. I'm on the third volume of Naughty and Nice. So I'm 15 issues in Naughty and Nice, new Naughty and Nice series. One of the issues, there is significant dialogue going on, but I make sure to relegate that to a finite number of pages. On those pages, at least, they're going to be unique angles. You're seeing things differently. You're seeing things from seeing different things. You're not just static images. You got to make it visually interesting and appealing at the same time. To me, there is nothing visually appealing about this book. Oh, Josh, you muted.
Yeah, no, I muted because I was having a little bit of allergy fit there. No, I pulled up the first issue to kind of go back to show, like, even if you look at the framing of this, it's a little more interesting. But when you get to the end, you have that demonic presence that comes in, and it just feels like a Japanese horror folk tale type thing. So at least it has that type of presence. But what we just looked at for the most current issue, no, not at all. Like this looks a little like it could be actually a little creepy. Like it might actually go somewhere interesting.
No, okay. Now, question: was that supposed to be Shadow King, or no? Was it something else?
I can't remember. I genuinely can't remember now. If I'm being honest, maybe. But then you got you got a kid that hung himself. Like it felt like was actually.
He hanged himself.
That's right. Let me make it grammatically correct. He hanged himself.
Should be writing for Marvel. Jeez.
My English teacher used to correct us, and she goes, "Hanged. We don't know if he was hung. It would be inappropriate for us to find out." And I was like, good job. Her name was Miss Hooker too, so she was a German lady.
Oh, fascinating.
I know. Yeah. But no, I mean, look, you can tell there was just more inspiration here. Even if it's not your thing, even if you're not the biggest fan of Peach Momoko's art, you can clearly tell there is more inspiration and more kind of like a joy with trying to deliver something a little kooky, a little weird than what we're getting with this most modern, the most recent issue. So, yeah, definitely not my favorite. I do want to.
Huck! I forgot. Huck was another great issue this week. Completely forgot Huck came out. Yeah. So, funny thing, did you read Huck when it came out, the first volume?
I did. The first volume. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, Josh. I didn't because I read the interviews that Mark Miller was talking about the book, and how he presented it was that it was like simple Jack, but with superpowers. And I'm like, I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want to read like Simple Jack, with superpowers. That sounds depressing. But reading this, I didn't get that at all.
No.
I got this as like, this is like a Clark Kent Superman, pretty much. Just that true guy at heart, completely honest and true.
Yeah.
And this opener is good. Introducing to a world how there's more superpowered beings in this world.
Yeah.
But what I love, what is so fucking true to life, Josh, so true to life, is that you could be dating someone, who's just come out of a crappy relationship, someone who's a piece of shit. You love them, you'll do everything for them. You're like the best person, you're what they need, but they'll just be like, nope, I'm going back to the piece of shit.
Yep.
It happens. It is so fucking true to life.
All the time.
It is heartbreaking to Huck. It is heartbreaking. And this stuff is good, but the human elements with Huck and the girl and the guy, it's like that hurts. Yeah, bitches, man. Solly said it best. Them stank ass hoes. Yeah.
Them stank ass hoes. Salty bitches, man. I think just my takeaway from Huck is like he's got that good old boy nature, but
yes, yeah,
and
he's like Captain America, Clark Kent mixed together with superpowers.
Yes, and it's just so likable and so endearing that it's one of those things where I'm like, how can you not like the character? I did miss this. I didn't even realize this came out this week. I'm going to be honest. So I'll have to make sure I get it. Look, even that image, that panel kind of says Clark Kent, like running through the farm,
or Steve Rogers.
And kudos to Raphael Albuquerque. Not always my favorite artist. Like I think when you look at the details of his people and faces and stuff, it's not my favorite, but he knows how to draw an interesting book for sure.
There is more action, dynamic art in this one issue than we've gotten from anything from Uncanny X-Men this week or Ultimate X-Men. Yeah. Here's the human element I was talking about. Yeah. He got her like that cute little keychain, and bitches, man.
Bitches. No, this looks fantastic. I actually can't wait to read this now. I'm bummed that I didn't realize this came out because I would have read this over some of the other stuff I read. Cause God, it does. It looks good. I don't know. There's something just cinematic about Raphael Albuquerque's art too. It's got a mood to it that just works. Good.
It's dynamic.
Good
it's kinetic. It's just
is kinetic.
Moving. Everything is moving.
I think that's the best word to describe it. Is it's kinetic. Even in something where it's very clear that these characters are steel, like this panel to the left right here. Mm-hmm. I feel like the way it's framed and the storytelling in it, like you sense what's actually going on here. But yeah, kinetic is probably the best way to describe what this book looks like. And he always has interesting eyes. So, but
yeah, he does a great job with the emotions and the eyes. You really like when you show Huck on the phone talking to the stank ass hoe. It's just like you could tell he's heartbroken.
Yeah. So this is going to be up there with Transformers. Definitely a go get it.
Yes.
Because I mean, gosh, ever since Mark Millar came back with King of Spies, I feel like he's just been releasing banger after banger, and not all of them are as good as the next.
I'll be honest with you. To me, the 1.5 whiffs, I would say. The Jupiter's Legacy final run that came out, it was okay. And the other one just recently, the first issue is that Vampires in the Vatican story thing. It's like,
to me, yeah, God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's like the 1.5 whiffs he's had. Honestly, everything else I've completely enjoyed.
Yeah, I forgot about the whole Vatican story. I was not a fan, and honestly, the story itself I was okay with, but God, that art was terrible by Narwhal. It was
Yeah.
bad. It was really muddy. It was hard to see exactly what was going on in certain panels. Do you want to discuss Ultimate Black Panther?
Yeah, you know what? This brings up a great topic. Love where your head's at. We can talk about two books here. I want to talk about. First one is Ultimate Black Panther.
Okay.
This is one where it is right there on the cusp of being a recommend. It's like right there.
Yep.
But it's just it's missing that thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's missing that thing to draw you back in. And look at the costume here. Look at the costume.
Yeah.
You are 95% correct on the Black Panther costume. You're 95% there. Cover that mouth, you're all fucking set.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they don't, but hey, that's me. This is their journey. This is their journey.
We got we got to show that beard, man.
Apparently. There's some fun action in this. I jumped into this. I just randomly picked up the previous issue. I was trying to understand what was going on, and apparently there's some drug thing going on here that's transforming people, warping their bodies.
Yeah.
And so the artist does a decent job with it. I just feel like he's the wrong artist for it. I feel like it could be more horrific. It could be more detailed, but it isn't. And
I'll agree I was gonna say I'll agree. The idea of what this is doing is terrifying, but you could have made it even more grotesque.
Correct.
Because it almost why are you not going down? There we go. It almost just looks like a blob instead of really kind of showing that okay, this is like that is flesh and that's the inside of his mouth. And it was like a little bit of a missed opportunity there.
Yeah, and then you have middle-aged woman here on Skype talking with someone, and it's just like, look, I don't care. I'm not here for you. I don't care.
You're here for Storm, aren't you?
We're gonna get to Storm. But I'm here for some jungle action, man. You know, I want some fucking jungle action. I want some jungle action with Black Panther kicking ass. Oh yeah, jungle love. And look, I understand they're Marvel's really doing what they can to make Storm like the preeminent, female character in Marvel right now. They're gonna put her in everything, the forefront. But the title of this book is Black Panther, and I'm not here for Storm. I understand you want to. She's been like in almost every fucking issue. Oh, that's a great page right here. I love this here. It's a banger.
He looks like a badass. Yeah.
Yes, he does. That's fucking Black Panther. I love it.
Yeah.
And but I'm not here for Storm. I'm not here for as assassin guy with her. And the action in this is okay. It could be better. And at the end of this, I think she ends up saving his ass at the end of the day, at the end of the book, which I was not happy about. Because I would love to see Black Panther, kicking ass, struggling, and overcoming those struggles to win the day. Not being saved, because hey, it's his book. But on the whole, it's okay. It's almost there.
Yeah, look, I would say out of a lot of the Ultimate books, this is one that I haven't hated it. And a lot of the Ultimate Spider-Man for me, like it as much as you can say, okay, the dialogue isn't always bad and that the art looks great, like just nothing has happened. It's been slow.
I don't know what Hickman wants it to be. I really don't think he knows what he wants it to be.
But this is one of those that like it's fine to good Black Panther. It just feels like it hasn't fully just like hit what it needs to be like, oh damn, that was good. And I'm not really sure what they would do at this point. And we're talking about Brian Edward Hill, Brian Hill's writing this. So it feels like he's holding back, and I don't know why. Like it's an ultimate line. If you're gonna go balls to the wall, this is where you do it. So. But yeah, I've been reading it. I will go and I'll go a few like 2 or 3 months without reading it, and then I'll catch up. And I haven't been mad about it. I just haven't been. Wow, I'm whelmed. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not underwhelmed. I am just whelmed.
Well, and look, my standard, look, we have standards, and my standards
Speak for yourself.
uh,
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I've got the Penguin edition of Black Panther, the hardcover edition. It has all the old school jungle action stories that Don McGregor and the others did, and they are fucking beautiful. And this, unfortunately, does not hold a candle to that.
No.
And I wanted to. I really wanted to, but it doesn't yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what this art reminds me of, and I honestly don't know. Like it's as you said earlier, it's not bad art by any means, but it feels like it's the wrong artist for this story.
Yeah, it's just it's a serviceable artist, but when you have if I were given the opportunity to handle an ultimate story, you better bet your fucking ass I'm going to have the best goddamn artist in the business. I'm going to find the best artist, and it's going to stick out more than any other book. That's how fucking competitive I am. Well, it's very whelming. This is very whelming. It's not overwhelming. It's not underwhelming. It's whelmed. I'm whelmed.
We're talking about, we mentioned Killmonger earlier, and it's like if I were Bryan Hill and I were coming back to a Black Panther like focused book, and it's for the Ultimate line, and if I had any ounce at all of trying to say, hey, I would like to get this artist, I don't understand why he wouldn't try to get Juan Ferreira back.
Yeah,
because that was the artist for Killmonger, and that dude delivers. Like he delivers, and all of this would look in. That might even be the missing piece. That might even be part of the missing link here. He draws some like bonkers, bombastic, cinematic looking art.
Okay, and case in point, we're gonna finish. I want to talk about Daredevil next, right after this.
Okay,
we're talking about art. I don't know. Did you read Daredevil?
I did not. So fill me in on Daredevil.
We're gonna go to Daredevil here.
I will add. We have a wedding Saturday that I'm trying to prepare for, so a little behind on comics this week, but we'll be better. We'll be better next week.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. Is it? Oh, it's the 2019. It's still the 2019 run, right? Or no? No, that's 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, here, 23.
I would just go to the new. Okay, there we go.
All right. Fill me in, Drewski.
So this picked up in the previous issue where there's like this mysterious plant virus thing that's infecting people, and specifically in the apartment complex that Matt is staying in with his Chica from the Andesenti run when he was he had amnesia.
Yep.
Now the artist in this, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Jose Luis Suarez and Carlos Nieto, I'm sorry, Jose Luis Suarez. He fucking nails this book. He is the fucking G. He is a G in this book. I love this dude. I want to party with this cowboy.
Yeah,
the guy.
I mean, look at this just right here.
Now, when we get to like the last few pages of the book, it's like, who the fuck is this guy? It's not even the same. It's like dog shit, and it was like right there. But the art in these pages is so beautiful, so dynamic, so explosive, so horrific. He has a very much an Eddie Barrows look.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're right.
Style. And
I agree with that 100%.
The art in this is fantastic. Look at that page. Look at that.
Yeah, it's wild.
Would you just look at it? Yeah,
this is one of those pages that'll like someone will get a screenshot of, or it'll be pulled and you're gonna see it for years.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, definitely looks good. How's Saladin Ahmed?
He's pretty reined in. I'm shocked here.
Okay.
He is very reined in this run so far in these 2 issues, and I gotta give him all the credit in the world. I mean, clearly, it's not as bad as his Wolverine run, but these 2 issues have been fun. It's great seeing the armor back again. The previous issue, when Matt was getting hauled out, he got poisoned. The guy's like, he's got some weird shit on. It looks like he's in this weird S&M shit. What the hell's it? What the hell's this going on with this armor? It's like, all right, I can go with that. Jeff feel. And but you see, oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say the costume definitely feels very 90s, and I do prefer the sleeker, but there's just this nostalgic thing that I do love about seeing Daredevil in this costume.
And this artist makes it look so fucking badass. He makes it look so damn cool.
Yeah. But carry on about the this is a great page too.
This guy, like I said, this guy is a banger. And it's like, I was going to recommend this on Saturday with Wes. I'm like, how can I not recommend this? Until we get to like the last few pages, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And it just look at
dude,
this.
Even that's great. Wow. You know, I when Saladin Ahmed took over, I read the first like 3 or 4 issues, and the first issue wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. But man, the 3 that followed just progressively got worse until I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see that he's keeping himself reined in, and this makes me want to go pick it up and actually read it, because I had no intention of reading this.
Same here. It's like so this artist, he was on the previous issue. He did some of the art.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, hopefully we can get this guy on more than just one fucking issue, which is a novel concept anymore at Marvel. But yeah, how he does the radar sense, the posing, this is everything I want in a superhero book. This is what fucking Uncanny X-Men should be looking like,
bro.
And this, look at this. Look at this. It's a banger.
He's doing a lot of fun stuff with shadows too. Oh, dude, even this looks fantastic. What the heck? I'm scared to keep going now. I don't.
This is where the art changes. This right here. Here's where the art changes.
Okay, so I at first I was like, oh, these creatures don't look that great. Oh no, you can tell a difference even with him a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna even say this. I don't think it's necessarily. I mean, that's not a good panel where he's like sliding on his knees.
Yeah.
The one above, I don't mind.
Completely wrong angle.
Yeah, it's not awful, but it's
that panel. The angle should be, the POV should be lower, that we can be able to see how he did dodge that arm.
Although this looks, this looks bad.
Yeah, he's that is completely unnatural.
Yeah,
that's Death Becomes Her level. Like this. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck happened to you?
Yeah. I mean, one, he looks way too bulky. He doesn't look like Daredevil.
And his body is completely to the side.
What do you mean? I can totally do that. Yeah, no, that's rough. Oh gosh. And then what the hell is that a flip? Is he flipping over?
I don't know.
Okay.
Completely wrong angle.
Yeah.
Did the guy on the left throw him to the guy on the right? I don't know.
This gets disappointing. Oh, he tried. This makes me sad because I was really all into this.
Right?
And what is up with this Ivan Ooze character? I don't know what's going on here.
Well, here's the thing. You had to go back to the previous pages. Imagine how detailed these bad guys would be with this artist. Imagine how fucking badass that would have been with him on the art doing the fight scenes.
I just want to talk about how Daredevil gained 100 pounds from here to here. Like, dude is thicker than a Snicker. Oh my god! No, this art looks like I would take many of these panels and like just save them because I think they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so who was this artist again?
I don't know his name, but I'm gonna remember it. It's Jose Luis Suarez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's gonna have a, I don't know what he's done prior to this. I'm gonna have to look him up. But that all of this is good enough that I want to go find more work that he's done. And if he hasn't done much work, someone needs to get him on an exclusive contract and tie him down because
Yeah, and honestly, I'm willing to bet you the reason why, I think you know why. The reason why Carlos did those last pages is because he probably fell behind.
yeah,
And I honestly, I would have been like, you know what, this art is too fucking good. We're gonna risk it. We're gonna push it back. We're gonna let you finish those pages because this is too damn good. We're not gonna have some mediocre artist come in and half-ass it on the last pages because, like I said,
yeah.
it was this close to a recommend for me, Josh. This close, and I can't because of those last few pages. I can't.
Yeah, it looks like I guess there's a Daredevil Unleash Hell book, but Daredevil is it's Lady Daredevil.
Oh.
And he did some of the supporting art for it. But yeah, I don't know, man. His stuff that's freaking fantastic work. So
yeah,
yeah, I am gonna. Hey, Jeff Johns, I got an artist for you.
yeah, no shit. Hey, Mark Miller, I got an artist for you.
Yeah, for real. And you mentioned Eddie Barrows. I see it. It's reminding me of someone else as well, and I can't think of who it is. Like this, where you see him pulling the mask on, the way the nose is, it's reminding me of another artist, but I cannot for the life of me think of who it would be. But damn, this art is fantastic. I almost don't even care about the story at this point.
I know, right? And this is what a comic should do. A comic should be able to tell the story about what's going on without you having to necessarily read the words. And he's doing a great job of telling the story.
Yeah. Good stuff. Especially once you start getting into him, like, and all the crazy shit with his abilities.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I will have to go actually pick this up and like fully read it because I am super impressed. And I'm going to have to find Jose on social media and just give this guy a follow and then sing some praises to him because my God, does this look fantastic. This makes me wish we could get a really good Daredevil book with a really like an incredible writer to just do a run. And it would make waves for sure. But that's gorgeous. We got about like 5 minutes or so. I will say I did pick up Action Comics and I read it, and you did not because you saw who wrote it. You were smart enough to look at that.
No,
I did not look to see who wrote it. Why is it not where we at? Anyways, it was G. Willow Wilson, and it was the most filler of fillerific stories that you could have, and it was one of those things where it wasn't awful at first, but then it started getting into some really weird shit at the end. But if we're gonna talk about a book that was bad, it's got to be Supergirl, and we are definitely pulling that up real quick because my God. I read this. This was also something you sent a picture of in our group chat, and
it's unbelievable, completely unbelievable.
It was like, what? It's not as bad as Fire and Ice, but it gets damn well close in some ways. So first off, your first page, before we go any further, I'm still so mad that we're not getting Mateo, just staying on Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's like as soon as I see that, I'm just like,
no, I'm like, no. But oh my God. Okay. I made the comment that this looks like it was written by someone with the mental capacity of like a 4-year-old. Maybe a 7-year-old, but you literally have this shark monster with sharks falling from the sky, going, Metropolis will soon become Sharkopolis. It is inevitable. Okay, clearly someone that watched too much MCU. And then Supergirl's like, nah. And then the next thing you see is her carrying her out to water and going, Princess Shark, you just need to cool off a bit, okay? What are we doing? But as you keep going, you just get more and more cringe dialogue. Yeah, you've got curse you super, like, come on.
The
I don't
art.
know.
Look at the perspective on that. Look at the
Yeah.
perspective. That is fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's not great at all. But as you come down, like, even this dialogue, sometimes it just feels like one thing after another. And then she's like, Streaky, don't you even think about swiping Candor off the table. It's a cat.
We're on the highway to wackiness.
You know what? Max was probably like, Kitty. That's, yeah. Max, I hope you're watching. Come hop in this. We got Bravo Dave here. One, what's up, Bravo Dave? It's nice to see you. What is that? It's a pile of shit. That's what it is. It's not great. There we go. Like, I don't know, man. This is, and it's so like heavy-handed. And let me tell you everything because you're too stupid to. I mean, it's like it's written for 4-year-olds. Like, we're gonna tell you exactly what's going on. Like, she's like, "Oh, I can't forget my yellow ring of Nor Khan, so I don't lose my powers inside." You know, like, it just seems so blatantly obvious. And then she gets into Candor, and you've got Barf. Going through the microwave miniaturization tunnel always makes me a little queasy. Uh-oh, a runaway train. I just can't. I can't with this. You got this monster, Lauron. How'd you get out? Oh, no. It's like watching an episode of Barney. Like, you have this problem come out that's like, oh, okay, cool. But it's just bad.
It's just reading this, it really feels like the creator involved in this either has dirt on someone or this was done as a favor.
Yeah.
Someone high up said, "Hey, give this person the title because they're banging my girlfriend's boyfriend's wife or something." Like, hey, give them a shot now. And it's like, but they suck. I don't give a shit.
Nope. There we go. Snug as a bug. You're gonna be okay. I'll talk to the Science Council about revising your therapy program. Like, what are we doing? And are we really supposed to believe these are the people in Candor? These are the people in Candor that banished Superman? Like, come on. This whole book just annoys the hell out of me.
I'm trying to figure out where everything going on with Candor. Like, I'm thinking back to pre-New 52 when the Candor city, it came back out. It was like another planet circling around the Earth and the sun at one point, and now it's shrunk back down. And I'm just like, what is going on with Candor anymore? I don't know.
Yeah. She leaves Candor. We get back to the main world. She's saving a plane that's falling because apparently they watched the first episode of the Supergirl TV show when it was on CBS or whatever network it was on. But we got to make it cutesy. So mom calls and she's got to answer the phone. You know, it would be nice if at one point they just had a superhero that's like, no, I'm not fucking answering the phone. I'm saving people that are on a plane that's fucking falling from the sky.
Like, and why would she answer? And not just that. Okay, you're 40,000 feet in the air. There's a plane on fire. And I understand you have probably a super hearing, but really, that high up, you're using a fucking no. It just, everything about that is bullshit.
Well, it's just the idea of like somehow for some reason they thought it would be cute, probably, if she answered the phone while saving a plane. And I'm just like, I'm not saying I want hyper realism. I just want I want you to take your story seriously, and not have this like Real Housewives / what was that show back in the day on ABC with Terry Hatcher?
Desperate Housewives.
Yes, for me this just screams Desperate Housewives. Because it's like, oh, we're in Midvale, blah blah. And she's like, oh, I'd rather Midvale. Oh, I'd rather go anywhere. Like, it just feels like that kind of schlocky shit. So then you get more pages of her going back to her apartment. She finds whatever the fuck this comb is that changes her hair color so she can not look like Supergirl. I don't remember this ever being a thing, but hey, maybe it was. And then she returns to Midvale and she's like, oh no, Midvale, home of Supergirl. And she's like, weird. That sign definitely wasn't there before. And we keep getting these weird things with this kind of plus size Supergirl. But why? Why are we seeing this? Is it artistic, an artistic take? No, it's not. Because as you keep going, you find, hold please, there is another Supergirl, and she's curvy, and she has a bunny.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Isn't it cute because she's fat?
cute because she's plus size model. But yeah, so then real Supergirl's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "Who do you think I am?" Or who do you think I'm? Supergirl. And then she throws whatever the hell this shit is on her ploosh, and now Supergirl is phony girl.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of God, what was the DC superhero girls? The little kids book, the book that was written for like first and second graders. And it was of the different DC female heroes, but they're like ages like 7 to 12 in the book. And they're all their heroes at the time, but it's intended. This is what this reminds me of, is that. But oh, wait, it gets even weirder because not only is this city Supergirl, but once Kara goes home, her family doesn't know who she is. And this girl is there as Linda Danvers.
Oh
I'm over
my
it.
God. It just
It's
I gotta do a Chris Farley. Oh my God. It's
Bro.
just everything about this is wrong.
Yeah. Sophie Campbell, I'm honestly not familiar with Sophie Campbell, but I don't want to be after reading this. It's one of those weird things that DC right now, in a lot of ways, they're firing on all cylinders with certain things, and then they still have this shit plus Fire and Ice plus Sparktacular plus whatever the fuck they're going to come out with next. That makes me go, what do you like? It's like part of the company has some sort of, oh bro, this looks that art looks nice. But I don't know what they're doing with some of these books because you get shit and then something great and then shit and then something great, and it's like it's two different companies at this point. So yeah.
I really don't. It's another case just like Uncanny X-Men. I think they know who the base is.
Yeah, but we've learned those people don't buy comics.
Yeah.
And I get that I'm on a certain site right now, but I legitimately go buy. I've got long box. I've literally have 3 stacks of long boxes from stuff that I bought within the past month and a half. That's 10 feet, 15 feet away from me right now. Yeah, this is just bullshit. This is bullshit, man. Bullshit. Is there anything else you just want to touch on briefly before we wrap up tonight?
Let me. Sorry, I got a text exchange. Dealing with. One last thing I do want to talk about that it was really good was Batman Dark Patterns. Batman Dark Patterns is really good. It's the final chapter of the storyline with the new ventriloquist in this building. What's going on? How they've taken control.
Yep, pulling it up for us. Go ahead. Also, this is the guy that started off doing the art for Absolute Wonder Woman, and for whatever reason, I love his art here and I don't like it over there.
Yeah. So there's only one slight problem I have with this issue, and so the gentleman, I forget what the guy was. It Wesker, who's the ventriloquist.
Yeah,
Wesker. He trained this woman, and there's a line of dialogue saying like, "She's even better than him." I'm like, whoa.
Yep.
No, that's not happening. There's a reason why he handles the ventriloquist and why he's so damn good. Why he's locked up is because he's just that fucking good. And No, that's not happening. No, if you're
Yeah.
trying to make plus size girl, the new ventriloquist, no, it's not happening.
Yeah, we already tried doing a different ventriloquist back in New 52, but that was Shauna Besler, something like that, and she was just creepy. But Wesker, I feel like you just can't top Wesker. There's just something
No.
about the character design and the fact that
Something
it's an older
creepy.
guy.
It's
Yes,
and it's creepy. And with her, I'm like, there's nothing intimidating about her. There's nothing creepy about her. She just looks like Queen Latifah from the walking around. And it's like, okay, I'm
yeah.
supposed to feel scared, intimidated, creeped out. No, I
No,
just like, what the fuck's your deal? Where are you here?
tongue. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you though. There we go. They tried to make her look creepy, but she looks creepy for different reasons. Like,
Yes.
and look, I get that that's supposed to be physically threatening, but it does not. I don't feel physically threatened by her.
No, and on top of that, that's the point of the ventriloquist, is that the ventriloquist and the and everything, he was the, not so much Wesker, but the puppet. He was Scarface. He was the muscle. He
Yeah.
was his muscle. And with her being a muscle, it's like, you don't need Scarface
No.
at all.
There he is. There's that little
There's a little bastard
lump of wood. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of which, that I loved the there was a lot of great Batman animated series episodes, but the couple with Scarface, where he was at the forefront, and the ventriloquist, those were some damn good episodes.
Yes. One thing that they've been able to do, Dan Waters and God, I can't think of the artist's name for this. They're able to do some creepy stuff here with this book, and this for me is like, this is creepy. The fact that someone's like just chilling out under your couch and you don't know it. Yeah, good visual storytelling here. But oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Closed it out. There we go. This has actually been a really pleasant run, this title, and by far the best Batman thing hitting stands right now.
Yes, right there with Batman and Robin. Although Batman and Robin this week, it was okay. It wasn't great.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely better than the main Batman, which we'll see what the new Batman line's like once Fraction takes over. But yeah, other than that,
I'm still on the fence about that. We'll see.
Agreed. Other than that, just real quick, the only thing that I can think of that came out was Absolute Batman, but I'm still not loving.
All I'm gonna say is, hey, if you love Cobra, if you love the movie Cobra with Sylvester Stallone, if you love Tango and Cash, if you love the dumb '80s action movies like canon films, action movies, you're gonna like Absolute Batman, because it's just dumb fun. That's all it is.
It is. I think if it felt like it treated itself like dumb fun, I would like it more, but it's almost like it tries to take itself seriously while doing dumb fun.
I think that's why I'm loving it, because it's like watching a Neil Breen movie, because you know going in, you're not watching it that they're fucking hysterically bad, but he's doing everything he can to make a great movie. He thinks he's making a great movie, but we're all laughing our asses off. Like for me, Scott Snyder, I know he thinks he's making like a masterpiece here.
Yeah, of course.
No, I'm laughing my ass off, because this is Cobra, Sylvester Stallone, over the top hilarity.
Yeah. And I am not a fan of the art. I'm just not a fan of the art.
Well, this is the fill-in artist too. And
no, I know, but
yeah. You're right, Sammy. Neil Breen is amazing.
I will not deny that at all. I don't mind this kind of reimagining of Mr. Freeze.
No, it's clever. It's a clever new take on the Mr. Freeze. I kind of dig it.
Out of the villains that we've seen so far, he's the best. So
yeah,
definitely better than Black Mask.
All the others are conveniently his friends he grew up with.
Well,
hey man, he could be such a two-face when we're playing poker.
Oh God, fuck off that page. I had a freaking aneurysm discussing that page previously. No, I mean, when you look at Black Mask and Joker and even the tease we got a Bane, like this Mr. Freeze looks good compared to all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nick Dragotta does a better job than this villain artist, but even then I'm not always crazy about the art. So Nick's art has a very distinct style to it, and I will give it credit for that because you see it and you know who it is. But it's for me personally, it's not my favorite, and I especially do not like this villain artist because I think it makes Big Boy Bruce look even more like Bob's Big Boy the Burger fatty kid. So.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
But yeah. Oh no, we don't. Supergirl was another issue where they have a character say you're even better than Superman. So enough.
Gotta have that validation.
Sheesh. We're gonna look at the chat real quick as we wrap things up. Bravo Dave coming in with Sophie Campbell ruined TMNT before Aaron. Oh, okay, yeah. That Aaron reboot's been really good though so far. So
yes, shockingly.
Kaiser Jose Dang, just came back. We have Sammy 3P coming in with drop them floppies. Hey, drop them floppies. Oh shoot, I totally forgot the theme of what we do here. Fuck. This is amateur hour. Well, because we missed it, we're gonna say Drew out of our good books. What were the good books? We'll say Transformers, Huck,
Batman Dark Patterns,
Batman
Aquaman.
Dark Patterns. Yep. Aquaman. So those four for sure. Like if you've got money and all you can buy are 4 books, go buy those 4 books because those are all.
I want that.
Indeed. But then if we look to maybe like Black Panther, which was fine.
Daredevil.
Oh, Daredevil. God, I almost want to put that in the I want that because I want that art so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw Daredevil into that. I want that because that art was fucking fantastic. We'll say Black Panther. It's one of those that kind of falls into this category.
I'd buy that for $1.
Sure, why not? And then what were some of the not so great ones? Not the worst. We're not going Supergirl level yet.
Not the worst.
Let's see. New comics of the week. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like we just jumped straight. Action Comics was fine. It was mid. We'll say Battle Beast, probably because we're missing out. Batman and Robin, those were all things that kind of fall into not dumpster fires. But then we get to fucking Supergirl and X-Men.
Fire and Ice.
Fuck.
Gwenpool, One World Under Doom.
Oh. No.
Phoenix.
Stop. Make it stop. Oh.
Ultimate X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, X Factor. It's just, yeah, it's a dry heave. You're dry heaving. It's just.
We didn't do these at the appropriate time because I forgot what I'm doing the stream. But all of those should have received this.
Yes, sir.
And if it's not getting that, then it should have received this.
Does somebody not know how to flush the toilet after they've had a shit?
What do you mean?
Well, it was fucking one of yous. Disgusting!
Anyway, that is going to be our floppy drop for tonight. I have to get my main man Drew to bed. He's got early mornings and he's East Coast time. But
East Coast.
East Coast.
Not far East Coast, but East Coast.
Not far. I go to Juicy Hooray. A real story with the person that kept saying UCLA, but it was coming out as Juicy Hooray, and I didn't know what they were saying. Anyways, Drewski, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
Find me on Facebook, Dolan Waddick. You can find me on Instagram, Dolan_Waddick. and I post nothing but the projects I'm working on: trailers, pages, covers, all that.
And then we will definitely keep you in tune on Unholy Nightmare #2. I do have the Kickstarter link pinned into the chat, so go there and check it out. Sign up to get notified on any updates. And then as for us, we will be back on Tuesday. We'll have an episode of Culture Popped Tuesday. This week is the upfronts week for TV studios. So there's a lot of TV news coming out. We'll talk about that. We had a Superman trailer drop and varying opinions on it. Drew had an opinion, I had an opinion, Aaron had an opinion. So I think we'll have a pretty decent discussion about that. But the real trailer we have to talk about, the real banger that we're gonna have to talk about, is the Ironheart trailer. I mean, it's iconic.
It's iconic.
Is there anything like I have been waiting my entire life for this brave, bold, beautiful story, and I don't know how I've survived without it.
3 years we've been waiting. 3 years we've been waiting for this.
It really has been 3 years. It's been. Anyways, we'll talk about that, and also the Spider-Man Noir trailer drop. So there's plenty for us to talk about next week. But I purposely wanted to push Culture Popped into next week so we could discuss these things. So we'll have that, and then for the last week, as we said, we will be in Dallas. We won't be able to do a floppy drop unless we do it a different night.
I was because we have to do like that Wednesday, new comic book day Wednesday.
Yeah, we
have to read them. Like we would have to like go there first thing when a shop opens up, get them,
we
come
can
back,
do it.
read them.
It's not like we have anything else to do. So you know what?
Right?
Tuesday we will have graphic content, so I'll have a video queued up for that to go. Ironically, I am doing Transformers, but I'm not doing this bad boy. I'm just doing the first volume. I will eventually get to this because it'll be easy to kind of content. But I'm doing the first volume, so it was great that we gushed over Transformers tonight, and we'll have that review coming up for it. For Tuesday of that week. Wednesday we'll do Floppy Drop, and then stay tuned throughout the weekend because I'll be doing a lot of updates in the community tab for things that I'm seeing at Dallas Fan Expo. I'll probably try to even squeeze in some quick little interviews if possible with certain talent, and some of that stuff will be going on the members only side. So we have membership starting at 99 cents. It's super cheap. And I'm also going to start showing different progress of different things I'm working on and kind of getting you guys to chime in with what you would like to see us do. Because we're really trying to expand the type of content we deliver. So you've got some commentary shows, you got some that are strictly just technical, looking at reviews of things, and comics, movies. It's kind of giving you a little bit of everything. So, but other than that, I hope y'all have a good night. I hope you got some floppies and dropped them either in your bag or in the trash bin, wherever they belonged. And we will see y'all next week. Until then, have a good night. Smell you later. I'm going to go walk my dog and take a shower and then crash, because that sounds like a good time. Bye, everybody.
What?
Get the fuck